Young midfield go against each other today, and it's going to be an absolute cracker of a game today here at Moorabbin.
Yeah, looking forward to that. We just saw the matchup. Reed Watt has gone to full back to play on Taylor Harris, so we'll keep an eye on that matchup as Moody gets the Carlton Blues off to a perfect start, knocks it forward, and Lisa O'Day coming off the square. You spoke about the young guns for both sides in the midfield. Alex, we can see Prasparkas and McKay in there with Petrevski-Seton and Tiana Smith. So full of young talent through the midfield. But it's the experienced heads of Loynes to O'Day. He'll send the Blues forward for the first time. There is Vesio. Good for her to get a possession early. G. Brazzali. High ball, but St Kilda have got numbers back. And Ali Brown, who interestingly started in the ruck. Bit of a surprise, Shiloh. Normally it's Ree Watt, but...
Yeah, well, they've got a job. I think they've given Ree Watt the job on Taylor Harris. She had that job last week on Emma King and kept Emma King out of the game for half. So maybe that's the task she's been given today.
So there are the youngsters going at it. Petrevski-Seton and Prasparkas. There's a ball now in the hands of Petrevski-Seton again. So a couple of touches for her early. Might be a bit of a tongue twist to those two, Petrevski-Seton and Prasparkas.
Good thing they're not on the same team, Lee.
Hard enough last night down at Geelong. There was Williams and McDonald and
Williams.
Yeah. So Gab Pound, good to see her back in the side this afternoon for the Blues. Her kick, though, well directed, and there is Tiana Smith. Excellent start to her career. Goes short and wide to Jade Van Dyke, playing against her old side, the Blues.
I think the talent of Smith and what she's already been able to do in the opening part of the season sort of replaced the loss that they've had with Olivia Vesely, who may not come back this season. She's one of their 4 best and fairest winners, and they've really lacked her influence, but Smith might be a replacement for her.
Yeah, she's been excellent, as has this lady, Prasparkas. Her first touch goes wide. There is Ree Watt, as we said, starting at fullback this afternoon. Comes inboard to Priest, the new co-captain, one of 4 co-captains in this St Kilda side. As McKay just ran herself in a bit of trouble. Did well. Hosking had Prasparkas in support. Just fiddling around with it. There is Gab Pound's composure. She does that so well, although the kick partially smothered. McDonald now. There is Sheila, her first mark. Has Greiser inside 50 if she wants to move it quickly. You can see there in a one-on-one with Laluifi. Goes in that direction now. Just missed the target, and we'll get our first boundary throw-in.
Well, Sheila just needed to steady there. She just was too close to the player on the mark. I would have liked to see her really push back hard, open up the space for her to be able to hit up Greiser. If you're Greiser, you want that ball coming in at chest height because no one was going to beat her then.
So an opportunity for the Saints inside 50. Rosie Dillon. Clever handball. Tiana Smith hit the scoreboard twice already this year. Steps around a couple. Gave it to Whitford. They flick it around by hands. Good pressure by the Blues. Did well there. Walker on debut. Egan able to get the hands free to Moody. Under pressure, though. Chance for St Kilda. Whitford. Clever kick. Saw a player at the corner of her eye. It didn't come off, and Egan will steady and go wide and find Hosking. So they want to move it quickly, the Blues. They'll work it along the boundary line. Prasparkas' kick towards Taylor Harris will go out of bounds.
That's exactly where I just like the Blues to lower their eyes, slow the game down, take possession and take control of the game. It's where they've gone a little bit wrong in the past couple of weeks. They've tried to rush their disposal, and that's where their little skill errors, and they feel a lot more under pressure than they are at these points during the game.
Ree Watt's kick will go inside 50. Of course, the lasso rule doesn't apply inside the 50-metre line, so the Saints will get another throw-in.
A clever kick for touch there, and there was a lot of congestion in that spot, and she just managed to keep the ball inside their 50 area.
Petrevski-Seton has just come back off the bench and will drift towards this stoppage. Egan had a couple of touches early. Hosking, and they work it nicely by hands here, the Blues. They get themselves out of trouble, and here they go. They want to run and gun. G. Prasparkas changes the angles, comes back inboard. It's a good play. The Saints have got the extra defender. They've worked it nicely here. Can Egan find a mark inside 50? It was a good build-up. Just the final kick let them down there. Harris nearly picked off the mark, and then a strong tackle, her trademark. Goes on with it a little bit, so been an intense start. Petrevski-Seton. Umpire said not 15, but such composure for such a young player, although the kick misses the mark, so it's a foot race now. Vaught overran the ball. Whitford got some nice wheels, goes towards half forward, one-on-one, Greiser. Laloifi back into the side today after missing last week with concussion, and there is the debutant, Walker. Whitford taken high, will get the free kick.
Well, just really good work there by St Kilda to get that intercept after that lead-up play by Carlton. I really like how they're moving the ball in the fat side of the ground, make sure they've got numbers and they're affecting the one-on-one contest.
That's the attacking side of the ground. Rosie Dillon goes towards Greiser. She's got a couple of blues to beat. She'll be happy to take the stoppage here. And again, they'll get another opportunity inside 50.
I just want to see Carlton restrict St Kilda's short kick. They're very notorious for their short kick game, and it's where Carlton will be able to get on top of the St Kilda girls here if they can actually minimise that kick on the 45 and then that rebound out.
So kicking with the breeze in this first quarter, St Kilda. Can they try and make the most of it as McCarthy's kick partially smothered?
Well, you're right, Alex. St Kilda play a very outside game of football, and Carlton obviously a very inside game of footy. I think if there's one criticism from Carlton's game in the first 2 rounds, they're not being disciplined enough, I think, enough to create the one-on-ones and add the pressure on the kicker or the ball carrier. So we need to see a bit more from that from Carlton today.
Absolutely, and just a bit more clean inside. They're known for their inside contested work, but they seem to just be juggling the ball a little bit when they're under a pressure. But here they can really rebound the footy down the wing here, and it'll be exciting to see like Nick Stevens turn onto her left.
Can she keep the ball in? She did pretty well, but Kat Phillips is there to apply pressure to Brazali. And good tackle. She'll get rewarded, Kat Phillips. Probably having her best season. Of course, the most experienced Saint out there, but career high 18 disposals she's averaging this year.
And her effectiveness has really gone up by foot. It was a weakness in her game. We know she's come from ultimate frisbee, and so she needed to do some work on that, and her effectiveness has been terrific.
Yeah, been an important link player on that wing too, just providing options on the outlets.
She's got a great engine lead, doesn't she?
Yeah.
She can run all day, but she does need a little bit of space on the outside because there's not much of her. But, gee, she's dangerous.
And either side yet to score in this one. St Kilda have had the majority of the play in their front half. They have the advantage of a slight breeze. It is going towards the pocket, so it's going to be blustery conditions. It'll make it hard for scoring. Moody. O'Day goes in hard as she always does. Good tackle by McDonald. Dispossessed the football, went back and got it herself, and then she's crunched by a couple of blues. A couple of physical players in there too, O'Day and Loynes.
And that's the work rate we see from the Blues inside. When the spread's on, that's the bit where I want Carlton to actually bring that inside, or that hard, ferocious, contested game.
Whitford did pretty well to control the ball, but couldn't get a possession away. Egan goes back towards the wing now, and Watt and Harris, that matchup will be fascinating. Watt wanted holding the ball, but the umpire said he'll ball it up.
Well, already Maddie Press-Parker's at 5 possessions already. Grace Egan as well, really good start from her, the youngster. Whitford on 4, Smith on 3 for the Saints.
Of course, with no crowd here today, we get to be able to hear the players out on the field. We can hear the instructions and the amount of voice that's going on. The Saints players on the bench and their coaching staff applaud the smother there.
The Blues have dropped one back behind the footy here in front of their key forward, Caitlin Greiser. Elise O'Day sitting just in front there with the breeze, playing a big factor in the ball movement here.
The kick will go in that direction now. McDonald's kick towards Greiser. It was a good kick to advantage. Well done, Laloifi. Affected the spoil. Used that extra defender in O'Day and then got it back. Goes wide. Walker was called out of it there by Hosking. McDonald again with good pressure, but the Blues by hand. O'Day again, just rushed that one on the boot, although it might work out in the favour of Vesio. She went without it and then applies a strong tackle on Nadia Van Berto.
The wind's probably playing a bit more of a factor than we can feel up here, but for Carlton to drop someone, you know, in front of the key forward there, in front of all that space in their forward line, in St Kilda's forward line, obviously shows that this wind has a bit of kick to it when the ball gets up in the air.
Yeah, so St Kilda are happy to have their extra defender, and it's in Priest there, who goes wide to Guttridge. So they've got an opportunity here. We know she's got a long left boot. It's a good kick to advantage. Well done, Sheila. She plays on from 50. She'll use that wind to her advantage. She'll go for home. How will it bounce? Didn't quite get the leg break she was after. And the first score of the afternoon goes the way of the Saints.
Well, that's how St Kilda look really dangerous in front when they move the ball inside before the traffic and congestion hits that 50 area. So good ball movement from St Kilda, promising, and that's how they're going to need to use the win today.
The Blues will come out to the defensive side of the ground here at Moorabbin, and what a mark from Sparkus.
Just 4 deep.
If you don't mind, over the top.
A great strength from Petrevski-Seton.
It's a dangerous kick. She went in board to the 45, couldn't execute, and we'll get another stoppage. You see here on replay, just over the back. Terrific contested mark.
Correction, 3 deep.
So Phillips will kick it into the corridor. There's a one-on-one. McDonald did well. And now loose ball. Can Vott gather? The Blues have got the extra numbers back in defence. Charlotte Wilson will go wide. Hosking got a bit of space. So we just see in the bottom of the screen, Kate McCarthy.
She got crunched by one of the Carlton girls on the top of the 50 there, just to bump off the ball to shepherd her from being able to have a clear run to it. Once Kate gets up and going, it's very hard to stop Kate McCarthy, so I'm sure Carlton been told to body check her at every opportunity.
Well, she's in the wars. We saw her in the warm-up actually come off the ground. She was limping and went into the room, so already in the wars, Kate McCarthy. Just see here, off the ball, just wasn't expecting the contact. So there is O'Day again, playing as that extra in defence. Been pretty effective. Sparkus copped a big hit. Exon fires it inside 50. Greiser and Laloifi. This is going to be a good contest. Greiser did well to gather, and the finish is terrific. Just a natural forward. And what a terrific start by the Saints. And it was Caitlin Greiser, who loves playing here at Moorabbin, and gee, that was just a natural forward's instinct, wasn't it?
Well, that's terrific there, where Caitlin Greiser just held the body with Laloifi, and she was able to just push her off at the right time, get her hands to it, get the goal.
Yeah, we just see the replay here, thanks to PlayStation. Just a quick gather and threw it on the boot. And just what they needed, St Kilda, a bit of reward for effort, and it was Kate McCarthy with the spoil that created that turnover.
Laloifi probably just needed to create a bit more of a body, a body spoil just there, and just nudge her left, just to get her a little bit off balance, or maybe just slightly move the hand so she couldn't kick as accurately as she did. But geez, Greiser's dangerous, isn't she? Give her half an opportunity and she'll take it.
So St Kilda have got the goal thereafter with the breeze in this first quarter. Still 3 minutes to go. We heard the umpire off the ball, free kick to Rosie Dillon. So she doesn't want to go long, instead try to create something short. It might be a turnover though. Goes back at it, Rosie Dillon, but won't go far. She looked up and saw Elise O'Day, who's popped straight back into that hole in front of Caitlin Greiser.
She's definitely got her hands on the ball more this week, Elise O'Day. She's at 6 disposals on par with Maddie Petrevski-Seton at the moment, so definitely making use of being that rebound extra back at the moment.
Well, that was St Kilda's extra. Tilly Lucas-Rod coming off half-back. Her kick missed the target. Hosking. And Phillips cuts it off nicely. So they'll go forward again, St Kilda. Harrington just couldn't take the mark there. And
inside 50s this quarter, 7-2 in favour of St Kilda, which gives us some indication of what the breeze might be doing. Just getting a lot more penetration on those low kicks.
Petrevski-Seton, enough strength to get that handball away. And then lays the tackle on Dillon, coming in a bit recklessly there. Was Tani White and gave away the free kick. So it'll go the way of Maddie Guerin, who's been somewhat of a surprise packet for the Blues. She's been very good across half-back, although that handball put Petrevski-Seton under the pump, but did it well. Guerin to get herself free and then find McKay.
It's good to see Guerin back in. She's had to really work hard for opportunities at this level. Had a couple of years, I think, at Melbourne, and then just played a handful of games there. Did her ACL in the first game back last year, and ended up getting herself traded to Carlton, and she started the season really, really well, looking confident, strong, really backing herself in. Good to see her playing good footy.
So can the Blues lock the ball in their front half in this last 2 minutes? They do. Stevens gets on her left, snaps it around the body. Watt playing in front of Harris. Tried to kick it off the ground, missed it. Harris goes back and gets it, and then shrugs the Exon tackle. Did well. Hard footy to win.
We really want the Carlton players playing in front at the moment. We don't want them getting stuck behind. The wind is obviously playing a huge factor in this, and it needs to, you know, the Carlton players need to play in front and make sure they're first at the football here.
Oh, good pressure there by Carlton to win the free kick.
Prespakis might be too far out into the breeze, so she's just going to try and pop it to the top of the square. Didn't give Vesio much of a chance as Priest just clears the area. It might come off too. Isabella Shannon was on her own, just couldn't take the mark. And then wraps up pounding a strong tackle. The umpire will let them play, so they might get themselves out of trouble here. St Kilda. Guttridge will go towards Greiser. She's got 2 Blues to beat. Can she do it again? Slips Laloifi. Oh, she overran the football. Laloifi has time, although that kick will drift. You can see the breeze there really take that ball.
She was really aware of Greiser there, wasn't she? They had a 2-on-1 with Carlton, and then she slipped that look over the back shoulder and didn't really pay attention to where the ball was.
Although the drop mark from O'Day opens up the chance for St Kilda late in the quarter. Can the Saints try and scrounge something late? Tiana Smith wants holding the ball. Egan's got to be careful. O'Day, her handball goes wide, and there'll be one last chance for St Kilda here. And we see the Falcon from Elise O'Day. We'll give her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe the sun got in her eyes there, but
good pressure here by St Kilda to keep the ball locked inside 50 when they get it down there.
maybe Greiser can grab it out of the ruck. That will see us out at quarter time. And it was St Kilda doing most of the attacking. They're 1-1-7. It was Caitlin Greiser who got the only goal. Carlton, another scoreless first quarter. But to be fair, they were kicking into a strong breeze. And they will kick with the breeze in the second quarter. But St Kilda leading the Blues by 7 points here at quarter time.